What's up, people? So today we're talking about cameras. We're talking about the Sigma Art 20mm 1.4 lens. What is up, people? Welcome back to my channel. So if you're new to this channel, I'm a UK-based photographer and videographer, and I'm here to help you make the right choices for you. So today I want to talk about the Sigma Art 20mm lens. I know I'm late to the party, but I've just managed to get hold of it because I never really needed such a wide angle before, but I've tried the 17 and the 15mm, and I just felt that they were a little bit like, if you're using them for vlogging, which I'll be using this lens for, I know it's a bit heavy, but it's a nice lens for vlogging, and I feel that it is the sweet spot in terms of wide angle before you start introducing too much distortion into your frame, and I felt that it was great. So yesterday I took it out in the sun and I had a quick play about with it, and I want to show you the results that I got from it from vlogging. So what is up, YouTube? So today I want to review the brand new Sigma 20mm 1.4 art lens, and today I'm vlogging on this bad boy in this bright sunny day. Now, how would I have achieved this when this thing has a bulge in front? Now let me explain. I'm using the Canon EOS R, and the good thing about the Canon EOS R is that you can buy a ND filter adapter which fits behind any lens, which means you don't have to put anything on the front. So for me, I'm winning. Now, I'm at 1/50th of a second, 1.4 and 100 ISO. And if I was to take the ND out, let me just show you how bright it is. This is what happens. Look at that. I'm completely blown out. Now when I slip my ND back in, voila. Here's my vlogging setup from yesterday. The pros of having this lens for me is that 1.4 aperture, you know, at such a wide angle. But I find that if you vlog at 1.4, you do get, because it's so close, you do get some sort. So the sweet spot to vlog on this lens will be probably like a 2.8. Because then you get like a nicer, sharper image as opposed to when you're at the 1.4. You still get that nice blurry background that you want, that background separation, but I find the sweet spot it's not at the 1.4 but more so at the 2.8. This lens was produced mostly for photography, and it's an amazing lens for photography. And the reason why it was photography based and not so much videography based is because it has a bulb front element, which means you can't put ND filters on it to be able to shoot at wider apertures in the daytime if you want that little bit of background separation. So if you are shooting video on this lens, you have to stop it down to, you know, f8, f10, even f16, depending on how bright it is, and you will literally, it won't look as good. It won't look cinematic if that's what you're going for. But for photography, man, this thing kick ass. Last night I took it out, did some night photography in London, and this is what I came up with. So back to the vlogging side of things. Fortunately for me, I have the Canon EOS R, and the good thing about that lens is that Canon created a drop-in ND filter adapter that you can put behind of the lens and to allow you to use the variable ND behind the lens. So for me, I'm winning. You know, owning this camera with this lens, I can vlog with this lens at 2.8 or at 1.4 if I wanted to. I can shoot video in bright daylight at 1.4. I can get those cinematic shots I want shooting video with this lens on a bright sunny day because I own the drop-in ND. Now there are other ND filters that you can put on the front of this, but they're quite big and bulky, and the lens is already quite front end heavy, so putting something else on the front is just going to make it even more heavier. So for me, the convenience of having the Canon drop-in NDs, Sweet. So the pros for this lens is that it's super sharp edge to edge. It's got a 1.4 aperture. The 20mm is a nice sweet spot between the 17 and the 24, which I find, for me anyway, to be the most acceptable wide angle if you're doing vlogging, because you're not, you know, stretching your face or making your face look a bit like awkward. I find it to be the sweet spot between the wide angle lenses. So those are the things I find really interesting about the lens. That 1.4 aperture at 20mm, it is just amazing. The contrast, the image that this thing produced, the three-dimensional look you get from this image is just next to none. The build quality, the aluminium finish, it's just a great all-round lens. The only downside for you guys who don't own the Canon EOS R, or who have the EOS R and don't have the ND filter, is that you can't put filters in front of this lens because of the how far the bulb protrudes out. It's not weather sealed, so it doesn't have a rubber gasket, which is not so much of a biggie, but just be aware that if you're out in dust and damp, you might get some fog in the lens, or some dust might seep in through the lens. But if you can live with those things, this lens is superb. So right guys, this was just a quick one. I wanted to talk quickly about this lens. I don't want to go into too much depth. There's too many information already out there on the lens, and I just wanted to give my vibes about this lens because I've just got it. I know I'm late to the game, but for me, it's something I've always wanted. Now I've got it, and I just thought I'd share my experience with it with you guys, and I hope that you can learn something from this. But I will say, if you are an EOS R shooter, this lens will be perfect for you if you're looking to shoot. If you're looking for something wide with a fast aperture and you want to get that background separation when you're doing videos, this lens is the one for you guys. So until next time guys, peace. I'm out.